fellow and welcome guests. A very warm welcome to meeting number 266 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I am Chaitra Lakshminarayan, Toastmaster, and I am honored to serve as your sergeant at arms for today's session. Today's theme is incredibly relevant, the you in cloud. We live in a world where our photos, our work, even our future are stored in the cloud. But as we navigate this digital atmosphere, the real question remains, are you ready for the cloud? Before we dive in this high tech journey with the Toastmaster for today, I have a few ground rules to ensure our uplink remains stable and productive. Meeting protocols, duration. We are synced for the next 2 hours to get the maximum benefit from today's speeches and evaluations. I urge you to stay logged in for the entire duration. Virtual etiquette. Please keep your video on so we can see your encouraging smiles, but keep your audio muted to prevent background noise. Unmute only when you are called upon to speak and exit only when the speakers are not presenting and someone else is not presenting. Sensitive topics. While Toastmasters International has no formal restriction, here at the Gabbies, we ask you to be mindful. Please abstain from controversial views on sex, religion, and politics to maintain our supportive environment. Our mission at the Gabbies is to provide a supportive, positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in great self confidence and personal growth. Whether you are a Linux specialist or a newcomer to the digital world, your voice and leadership matter in this cloud powered era. To lead us into this atmosphere of growth, let me hand over the stage to our presiding officer with a small introduction about him. DTM Saurav Datta is a two-time distinguished Toastmaster who has completed all 11 Toastmasters pathways. With over 20 years of leadership experience at HP, Target, and JC Penney, he is a seasoned expert in analytics, strategy, and marketing. Now a social entrepreneur, he co-founded Practive in 2020 to support students, MSMEs, nonprofits, and women entrepreneurs. A proud father and a lifelong learner, Saurav is passionate about empowering others through learning and leadership. Over to you, presiding officer, DTM Saurav.
Thank you so much, our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Chaitra. So let me get started with this meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I think this is the meeting number 266, right, Nancy? I'm not wrong.
Yes. Yes.
266, the meeting number 266 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I hereby call the meeting to order. So I don't see any guests yet in the meeting. So I will skip welcoming the guest and history of Toastmaster because I think all of us know that pretty well. So we are going to straight away. Pallavi is a guest, but Pallavi is not a guest also because Pallavi is pretty regular now. So hi Pallavi, is that okay if we skip your introduction?
Yes, sure. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Pallavi. But we would definitely hear you during the table topic section. So please stay with us. And Avinav is our member. Rest everyone is our member. Thank you so much. And let's get started with the meeting because we've got a pretty loaded meeting today. So today's session is about cloud, and we have with us someone who is an absolute authority kind of a person when it comes to cloud because he has been working in this space for almost 15 years now, and he has worked with two of the largest companies of the world. One is Amazon and one is TCS. But I also realized that before I hand over to the T mod, I also need to introduce the joke master. And I've got a prompt from RVP saying that I have to introduce the joke master. So let me first, before we get to the cloud, let us go to cloud nine with some jokes. And for that, we have got Toastmaster Abhinav Parwar. Abhinav is a software engineer who cracks jokes. That's kind of funny. He's a software engineer at Intuit with over 6 years of experience in the software industry. He has done his BTech from KITC, Krishna Institute of Technology, Engineering and Technology, KIT, and in computer science. He's from Banda, the small town in Uttar Pradesh, which is known for its unique Shazar stores. Over to you, Abhinav, to make us laugh.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh. Yeah, as you said that today's theme is cloud. So earlier, I think we used to save our money in banks, photos, albums, and all things in cloud. Now I'm just waiting for the day when it all starts raining, and cloud people or IT people calls it's a schedule maintenance. Yeah, yeah. Back to you, Toastmasters. Saurabh.
Okay. There was a pretty small glitch in terms of in terms of the meeting. It was more like a small glitch, blip in the radar kind of a joke, but it was funny. I loved it. Sometimes jokes don't need to be long; they need to be, but definitely jokes need to be funny, and it was a really good one. Good one, Abhinav. Thank you so much. So back to the more serious stuff. Nitin is waiting to take us to cloud nine. So before I hand over to Nitin, here is an introduction of distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak. He has been Toastmaster for a while, and when he says a while, it's actually more than a decade, and has served in several roles in clubs and districts. He loves driving, football, cats, and is kind of an extroverted geek. In fact, I also know that Nitin also loves cricket. I see him, playing cricket over the weekends. Uh, so over to you, Nitin, to talk about cloud.
Anything and everything not to get fat. Whatever thing can probably work in there. Any of us are Bollywood fans over here? Please show of hands. Like watching movies? Okay. I am a big fan and I love rewatching movies. And in one of the movie which I like is Luck by Chance. In that, there's a scene when Farhan Akhtar walks up to Dimple Kapadia and says, "I'm in this world because of you." If anyone remembers this movie, remember the scene that remembers. And that's an impact so some you can make to someone that you are because of them. And I want to reiterate this. Today, we are in this Zoom meeting because of cloud. Fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, I'm Nitin Pathak. I'll give a brief for you. I have been working as a Linux admin for a very long while, and right now I'm working in one of the biggest cloud companies in the world called Amazon Web Services as a technical consultant for enterprise customers. I've been associated with cloud computing for almost 7 or 8 years now, where I started building things into cloud and developing things into cloud, and now supporting our customers into cloud. And proud to say, Zoom is one of the bigger customers of Amazon Web Services. That's why we are able to conduct these meetings. When COVID struck, everything was haywire, and people wanted to find ways how they will continue to run their businesses. And at that time, cloud went from what it was just a means to became a necessity. Now, we'll give a small context for all of you what this meeting is all about. We'll give you a brief of what cloud is. We understand this name is thrown everywhere for a lot of things, but we'll give you a brief context, what is happening on the back end, what it is and how how it came to being, and lastly, how it impacts you, because there's possibility you think that you are not using it if you're not a developer, if you're not a direct engineer, not an administrator or involved in IT. But in a way, all of us are involved with cloud either directly or indirectly. And we'll give you a brief in context on how that's very useful. And we'll give you some takeaways as in, if in case you want to aspire to utilize it for your benefit, how we can go about that as well. We'll give you a small story of how it all began. Amazon has been selling books and few other items for a very long while. It started in 1996 and up till 2006, it was primarily into e-commerce business. Amazon has a culture of called writing. Now, for folks who are in any kind of industry, whenever we have to present something to our leaders, in most organization, we have to create a PowerPoint presentation and share that. Amazon has something called as writing a paper for it. That means we write a document in which we add on our ideas and present it to our leaders. On one such fine day, one of the system administrator wrote a paper, and that paper said, we are pioneering in managing data centers. We are around the world, and most of Amazon use is being used for Amazon.com websites, Amazon.br website, Amazon.in websites across the world are being used and powered by our data centers. That means our data centers are extremely efficient. Why don't we rent it out to folks? Now, these words were very pivotal, renting it out. That means what we have for our own consumption, we are also sharing. For our day-to-day basis, we have a 5 BHK house and we're not using all of it. We are just living in two rooms at the moment. Can we make money of the rest 3 houses? Yes, that was the whole idea. That we have our data centers which we can probably rent out for folks to earn more money. And over the years, that those services started begin. From that unfurnished house, it became to a semi-furnished house where we started adding more services which people can use to being most to being from there, it just completely turned out to be an Airbnb altogether, where you just have to come in and stay, and everything else is available directly for you. That has been the transition over the last 2 decades of how cloud computing has been. Many other players have come into picture. You might have heard of name called Azure from Microsoft. You might have heard of Google Cloud Services, which from Google Cloud Platform from Google, and few other players. For example, IBM has its own, Alibaba has its own, Oracle has also developed its own cloud. We have heard, you'll always hear news that Digital India is also building its own cloud for its own proprietary purposes. Many of the companies are starting its own thing. On backend, cloud is nothing but a huge set of data centers which a corporation had, and they are renting it out. Not to mention that because we have been managing and building them, we feel we are much more specialized. So let's say a financial company wants to get started into expanding the business. Paytm, for that matter. Paytm is wants you to say send money to one person to another, but they are very good in financial services. They might not be as good in IT. So we are saying, take that overhead from you to us. Let us manage those part, and you focus on business. That's the thing about do something what you're good at, and the things you're not good at will take care of you. And that's what cloud is, giving you an experience so that you can focus on your business as it should be and not the part which you don't have to. That's a brief about what cloud is, and we'll go about in more just on few of the things on how it impacts you and what they are and how you can use them. But for now, we'll give you a brief about how this meeting will progress. We have 3 key sections in this meeting. First is the prepared speech section, where we have 2 speakers who will deliver the speeches based on the objectives provided by Toastmasters in their respective paths. Then we'll have the table topic section, which is an impromptu speaking section where our table topic master will pick up topics and will hand over to you. You can take that. I think they'll probably pick up for volunteers or will pick them as per their choice. And you have to speak on it for 1 to 2 minutes. And lastly, we'll have the evaluation section, where a general evaluator will provide, and his supplementary team will provide feedback on everyone who has been on stage, on what they did well and how they could improve. We'll begin this by introducing our general evaluator for the day, and he's Sanjay Jain. I asked him a question beforehand on how cloud is relevant to all of us. How many of us know, and I just want to feel a bit old, so I'm asking this. How many of us want to understand what is a compact disc? What's a CD? Show of hand, how many of us know what's a CD? Yes, okay, I'm good to know that many hands have been raised. So yes, a CD is something which we used once upon a time to install things on our laptops. Even few, I know folks are just here with iPads and iPods and their iPhones and not even using laptops anymore. But yes, we have been using compact discs to install things once upon a time. Nowadays, that part is gone. We just download things directly from the internet. And the download part, where is it stored? It's all in cloud. That's where the data centers where you can just fetch things up and directly install. But a CD was used. And I asked Sanjay, when was the last time you used? And I'm glad he recollected. Almost 7 years ago, that was the last time he used a compact disc to install something on his software. Well, almost that's all how cloud has been maturing. At least 7 years ago, then we have just given up on any kind of physical, tangible assets and have things move up ready to use directly as a fetch. So, introducing our general evaluator for the day, Sanjay Jain, to please explain his role and his supplementary role plays. Over to you, Sanjay.
Uh, Thank you, Toastmaster Nitin, for giving the opportunity. As a general evaluator, my role is to evaluate the whole meeting and give the feedback. For this, I have a team called the Taggle team, which will help me in giving the feedback. So, the T stands for timer, A stands for R counter, and G stands for grammarian, and L stands for listener. Now I would call upon the timer. The time before calling upon the timer, I will introduce the timer. Toastmaster Ashwin Prasad is a B architect graduate from the National Institute of Technology, Hamirpur, and currently working as an architect with the M. Moser Associates in Bangalore, contributing to the global workplace design projects, originally from Kerala with a schooling in Saudi Arabia. Ashwin enjoys exploring new places, food, meeting people, and running. He is excited to begin his Toastmaster journey and grow into a better version of himself. I'll call upon the Toastmaster Ashwin to introduce his role to the audience.
Yeah. Thank you, General Evaluator, for the same. So today I'll be taking up the role of timer. So as the old saying goes, time is money. So in fact, if at all time is money, we here at Toastmasters provide you an opportunity to stay within the limits of the time. So me being the timer today will show you cue cards when cue cards at certain intervals mentioning you that we must stay within the time or if you're exceeding the times. So since we have three different sessions, I will quickly just mention the qualifications and disqualifications limits for the same. Today, we also have an icebreaker speech. So for the icebreaker speech, I will be showing the green card at 4 minutes, the yellow card at 5, and 6 minutes for the red card. And you will have grace minutes of 30 seconds on the either intervals, that is 6 minutes, 30 seconds. And before 4 minutes, that is 3 minutes, 30 seconds, you will be qualified. Then we have another speaker for 5 to 7 minutes. So it's like I will show the green card at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7. And the same follows 30 minutes grace on the either sides. And then for the table topics speeches, it's just 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I'll be showing the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, the yellow card, and 2 minutes, the red card. And you will only have a grace period of 30 seconds post 2 minutes to wrap up your speech and get qualified as well. And then we have the evaluations. For evaluations, it's 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll show the green card at 2 minutes, 30 seconds, the yellow, and 3 minutes, I have the red cards. And you will have the 30-second grace periods on either sides. So please try to stay within the time and let's get going. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwin. Now I will call upon the language evaluator who will be taking care of our counter and grammarian role. The Toastmaster Chaitria is a compliance lawyer by profession and a passionate Kathak dancer. Whenever she can steal a moment, she is avid bird watcher and proud mother to her beautiful newborn daughter. With her eye for details and precision, she will help us evaluate our language today. Over to you, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Are you there? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, General Evaluator Sanjay. Again, good morning, fellow Toastmasters. In a cloud powered world, clear communication is our primary bandwidth. As your language evaluator, I'm here to monitor our data transmission today. My role would be to pick the gems. I'll highlight vivid phrases that make our speeches soar, the glitches. I'll also note any grammatical bugs that cloud our message. And I'm proud to introduce the word of the day today, which is nebulous. Nebulous, nebulous. It's an adjective, and the meaning of it is hazy, vague, or ill defined, like a literal cloud. And if I have to run to the etymology of the word, it comes from the Latin word nebula, meaning mist or cloud. In the 14th century, it specifically described cloudy weather before evolving to describe vague ideas. To give an example, without a clear structure, a speech can become nebulous and lose its impact. I encourage everyone to upload this word in your speeches today. I'll be back with my full report at the end, and I would also be dropping the word of the day along with its etymology and example in the chat. And back to you,
Thank you,
Sanjay,
Toastmaster
General
Chaitra, for
Evaluator.
introducing your role. Nebel is the word, today's word. It is difficult to pronounce, but I'm trying to pronounce. Nebulous. Yeah, I will call upon the listener, the Toastmaster Baswaraj. Toastmaster Baswaraj brings over 15 years of experience in automotive ADAS domain. Currently working as a test manager, he leads test execution and quality assurance for complex driver assistance system, ensuring safety and reliability on the road. I call upon Toastmaster Baswaraj to introduce his role here.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, respected Toastmaster of the day and fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. So as a today's listener, I will be actively listening all the speeches and I will share my observation on content and clarity and keeping the audience awake. Yeah. So thank you for this opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Baswaraj. I now hand over the stage to Toastmaster Nitin for taking it forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Okay, now we'll try to give you a brief definition of what cloud is and how can be distinguished into what it comes to use for you. Anyone who knows, ever heard of these terms, any non-software engineer, probably I should say this, or non-IT person, what is an IaaS? Have you heard of this term? IaaS, PaaS, PaaS, or SaaS, SaaS? Any non-IT folks who have heard of these? Sanjay, you want to share something?
Some code means.
Some code, okay. Sachin, you have any thought on this, please?
IaaS is infrastructure as a service, and then S is IaaS. I remember. What was the second one you said? PaaS, no?
Second is PaaS, and third is SaaS, SaaS. Suchita has also raised her hand. Suchita, any thoughts on this?
Service. SaaS is software as service.
Yep. And PaaS is platform as a service. And do you know what these common terminologies may mean and any sense of it, or just random words which sound catchy in itself? All right, we'll go about. We'll not spend more time on the
some arrangement which all players have played, means agreed for, or something like that.
So in our terminology, when we are explaining someone what cloud computing is, we try to go as basic. And there's one thing which will common from on providers is we try to give the restaurant example. As a restaurant example is, in case you are starting a restaurant, what is the kind of restaurant you can create? And that's how the differentiation of all these three things will be. So I'm going to share a screen and give you a context on what they are. So IaaS is called infrastructure as a service. The PaaS is called platform as a service, and SaaS is called software as a service. These are the common terminologies you probably will hear when you're talking about cloud computing. And this means what is that we are selling out or what is that we are renting out in together. Now let's take an example of a restaurant that you recently started a restaurant. All right. And as a restaurant, you have a great capability that people can come and cook themselves their own meals. That's a fancy new restaurant, right? You have provided the kitchen, you have provided all the utensils, you have provided all the cooking material. Only folks have to do is cook for themselves. That means if one fine day you want to cook something for your loved one and you feel like, yes, I don't have everything at my home. I want the restaurant great, everything with me. I need that experience. This is what infrastructure service is. It is where cloud companies provide you the basic core infrastructure, which are the servers, the networking, and the storage in terms of any computing software, and they are renting it out. So a person who feels that we are very capable of cooking our own food, we just need the utensil, we just need the gas stove, we need everything, and can get started. That is where infrastructure service can come into picture. Now, the second layer of this is called platform as a service or PaaS. This is where, talking about restaurant terms, let's say we have almost everything ready. We want to have the almost cooked chicken. We just want to garnish it. We have our prepared milk. We just want to add sugar on it. We had our coffee. We have everything there. We just want to make basic customization before we start using it or consuming it. You have a restaurant which is almost serving you the almost prepared food and just asking you to just do a final add tidbits, add salt to your preparation, add lemon, add flavoring as per your requirement, and sell it off. Can this work in itself? Yes, we take coffee from machines and we just add sugar, and we take tea from machine, we add and the milk and things as per our requirement. This is what PaaS model is. So for databases, we are providing the database platforms. For example, there are things on how you can run databases. In terms of computing, you will get software where you can ready to just continue to run your code. And folks who are in CA, I think I know we have many CAs here. If you want to run Tally, you need just a background system that can probably is compatible with it. We'll give you that compatible system. So it's up to you what you want to run it and use it as. So you don't have to worry about a lot of backend stuff or which ingredient goes in your coffee, which ingredient goes in your or fried rice, or which ingredient will go in there, and everything else is almost prepared. You just have to do the finishing touches. That's what a PaaS combination is. And third and finally, SaaS. SaaS is the end of cloud computing, which we are all extremely familiar with. It is called software as a service. So when, for example, Zoom right now is a SaaS, we can be categorized as a SaaS offering. It means software as a service. That means Zoom is available directly for us, ready to use. This is what a normal restaurant is, that they'll cook and prepare food and just serve it right in front of you. And now it's for you to eat it and consume it. Similarly, Zoom, Gmail for that matter, for example, and items like Dropbox or for your storage purposes, iCloud, items like these, which you can just pick up and go and utilize. That falls under the software as a service component. So this is a general differentiation of what cloud computing is. This is a general combination term. If you're talking about cloud to everyone, anyone, this is where you will fall into picture. And that's why I said we are indirectly relevant to cloud because a lot of us are or will use any of the SaaS-based application, which on the back end run on something more which has been done from the cloud computing experts who have been building and developing these material ready for you to use readily. And one of the reasons why a lot of startups and initial businesses have come up in the past 10, 11, 10, 20 years over the world is because of cloud computing. And I'll tell you more about how that has come into picture. But for now, it's time for us to get away from the cloud computing and let's talk about the prepared speeches, the speakers who have prepared the speeches and will deliver it for them. We have two prepared speakers today, and they're on a different array of the spectrum. One is a newbie who will deliver the icebreaker, and then there's another one who will deliver, because after completing 11th pass is now redoing the journey. Is the red circle is called in Buddhism. He's sometimes on that path. For a first speaker, we have Muskan Rahman. And I asked Muskan that, what's the usage of your phone like? Although I was surprised by the answer because I was expecting that nowadays we don't put enough storage of our phones in use because we put it a lot of on our Google Cloud or our iPhone Cloud, iCloud or wherever we are using it. So our photos are not stored there. I am a cat father, So that means most of my phone's 128 GB is completely filled with phone photos of cats. So that's completely used and I have to use cloud. But Muskan has only consumed 16 gigabytes on phone usage, which is surprising for me because that's probably less than my computer's RAM at this point. But yeah, good to know that we are people who are frugal in terms of the usage of the capacity as well. But yes, Muskan will be delivering her icebreaker and they will be evaluated by Sachin Jaiswal. Muskan is working on the presentation mastery path of their of pathway. And in level one, there's the first speech. Okay, Muskan, can we do a quick audio check, please, before we begin? Can you please speak? Today is a good day to learn cloud.
Today is a good day to learn cloud.
Glad you're clearly audible and visible. I am going to spotlight the timer as well. Ashwin, could you please just change the colors in the background so Muskan is aware that how colors will change? Could you please move it to green once, yellow, red? Thank you. The timing for this speech will be 4 to 6 minutes. Muskan Rahman, the unstoppable donkey. The unstoppable donkey, Muskan Rahman.
Okay, the lights were blinding, the camera was inches from my face, the pressure is on. Then the DOP shouted in front of the whole crew, "You are a donkey, তুমি একটা গাধা." Why? Because I couldn't remember my lines. You see, back then in school in 2016, I was just 11 years old. I was never the topper, the Pahaku Bacha. I was a student who somehow managed to get 1 mark higher than the passing. I don't know how, but I survived. Memorizing wasn't my strength, but dreaming was. So, that day, when the tear threatened to roll down my cheek, I swallowed it. I didn't realize back then being called a donkey was actually a compliment because donkeys are stubborn, and I was about to get very, very stubborn. After the donkey incident, I went back to my safe place. Dance. I had loved dance since 2017. But life, it tastes your safe places. One morning, the studio was empty. Just me and the instructor. That day, a boundary was crossed. I was being made feel in a way that wasn't right. I was completely numb. I couldn't find the word to say no. I never went back. My parents were frustrated, obviously. They thought I was just wasting the time. I couldn't tell them the truth. So I just carried the weight of the disappointment alone. I felt like I was failing in that one thing that made me feel alive. Then came modeling. I worked the ramp like this is a new start. But instead, I heard whispers. She's so thin. Look at those skinny arms. What is she even doing here? Yes, they laughed. That night, I cried my eyes out. I looked at the reflection of mine. Saw a girl who wasn't a topper, not even a master of acting, was too skinny for the ramp, too broken for the dance floor. But then a thought hit me. Who actually cares if I am not the master? I realized that day the whole world is full of toppers who are afraid to fail. But me? I already been called a donkey, shamed for being too skinny, lost my safe place. I had nothing to fear. I might be not the I might not have the best memory, I might be too skinny for some, but I have that one skill that no one can take away from me, the ability to try again. Today, I stand before, sorry, today I sit before you all, not as a topper, but as a trier. I realized I learned that day that feedback is just someone else's opinion, and usually their opinion isn't paying my bills. So, if you feel like you are failing at something, or someone calls you a donkey, just remember my story. It's perfectly okay to not to be the smartest one in the room, but as long as you are the person who refuses to leave the room. And at the last, as I see, I have much time left, a little update. My acting thing still doesn't work out. But, at least I have tried my and practiced my crying skills enough to get an Oscar eventually. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
As this was a icebreaker speech, I request everyone to please give Muskan a standing ovation by standing on where they are. Thank you so much. That is a great explanation of the nebulous of hobbies which our prepared speaker have. All right, moving to our next speaker. It's by our distinguished Toastmaster Saurav Datta. And may I have Saurav on the virtual stage, please? Not able to add them as well. Okay, Saurav is yeah. Saurav is working on engaging humor path in level 1, and he is away from screen, it seems, for a bit. All right, I can fill in the odd silence as always. Is he almost here? Okay, wonderful. Saurav, I'm adding you on Spotlight, and can we do a quick audio video check, please? Will you keep your background blur?
One
Or
second. I'll just remove the blur.
yeah, wonderful. Can you please speak? Today is a good day to learn cloud.
Today is a good day to learn cloud.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I asked Saurav that's about the same question, how much storage he's using, and it's good to know that it is almost 10 times what Muskan was using. And yet it's not completely full, and unlike it still, even though as a pet parent themselves, it's surprising that we have been able to captivate and calculate the usage, not by clicking the photos of our dogs all the time, still using 128 GB. And I'm putting this thing in picture again because yes, we are involved with cloud in a way that our storage, our phone storage, our photos and everything now are going on cloud. So our phones are much lighter and we don't have to always worry about keeping things on our own hands. So Saurav Datta, like I mentioned, was working on engaging humor path level 1. The project is called evaluation and feedback, and this is the first speech from this project. They will be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goyal for this project. And the timing will be 5 to 7 minutes. Ashwin, could you please just move the timing card for a moment so Saurav can do it? Could you please go to green, yellow, and red? Saurav, were the timing signals clearly visible? Wonderful. Okay. Saurav Datta, we built it. We built it, Saurav Datta.
I gifted myself a box of trouble on my daughter's birthday. So what I gifted her on her birthday is a DIY assembly kind of a thing for a cupboard. Basically, her cupboard was broken, so I gifted her this. She was very excited. After a tiring day at work, around 10 p.m. in the night, she came to me with that box. Papa, can we set up the cupboard? Okay, easy. Should be easy, not a problem. I opened the box. And out came 125 pieces of pipes in various sizes, 36 pieces of angles in various sizes, and that's it. I looked at them in utter disbelief. How is this crap going to take the shape of a cupboard? So there was one piece of paper, an instruction manual, a brutal assault to humanity. This nebulous piece of paper had only pictures. Who gives pictures in the name of instructions? Then I noticed that each of these angles had an almost invisible number mentioned on it. So there had to be 5 pieces of number 1, 6 pieces of number 2, something like that. I started scrambling for the numbers. Then I started following the instructions one after the other. The first set, the bottom was done. Relatively easy. I was very confident. Then the second one, good. Third one, even better. Then came the fourth one. And then I realized that number 6 piece of angle, which should go in the fourth one, I've already put in the first one. Which means that I have to go back again, remove everything, and start again from the first one. And this back and forth continued for a very long time till we actually made this cupboard. And I was a proud dad. My daughter said, "See, you can do it." Okay, great. And then she got very excited. She stuffed the almirah with all her stuff, clothes, this, that, and all. And then she said, "Papa, can you take it from this room to that room?" Light. Not a big deal. I can. I started pulling the cupboard. 1, 2, 3. Then I heard a sound. Then another sound. And then I didn't hear anything. I saw the entire cupboard tumbling down in front of me with all the clothes. Those 125 pieces were now all scattered all in my room, along with the 36 angles, which I don't know even where they were because some of them have gone under the bed, some under the table. So started another round of scrambling. And when I got up everything together, I was just sitting there hopeless. Now what? And then she said, "Don't worry, Papa. We will again build it." Toastmasters, a very small statement she made that we will again build it. And believe me, it actually inspired me to build it again. I will show you the almirah that I'm talking about. You see this purple one? That is the almirah that I'm talking about. We finally built it. We were again able to build it because she said we will again build it. And that's when I realized that when you build something, you don't buy, you don't source, you don't steal, you don't beg, you don't rob, but you build something. Then no matter how many times it breaks, you still own it. And you want to build it again and again and again and yet again. You don't give up because you built it. This lesson for me was not only a lesson in building this almirah or this cupboard. This lesson is something I used when I'm building my business. When I'm building this business, some days are really good. Clients are walking in through the door. Clients are calling up and say, "Hey, did you send the invoice?" Who does that? Great. But there are also days when clients are ghosting out. You call them for payment and they're always busy. We have lost clients. We have got brickbats. We have got nasty emails, stinkers. We have seen pieces fall apart. But every time it happened, we, as in me and my partner, we have decided that we will not stop. We will still own these pieces. All that scrambled across, we are going to put it all together, bring it together, and make sense in this chaos because we built it. And if you think it's only me preaching you here on this, you're wrong. Because there is one brand which has been built on this particular principle that you take pride in what you build. Can anyone tell me which brand am I talking about? IKEA. IKEA is a brand which has been built on this psychology that you take more pride, greater pride in things that you build yourself. When you say we built it, you really mean it, and you really feel it, and you really want to win it. And that's why it's called the IKEA effect. Postmaster.
Thank you so much. A big round of applause for our speaker, Saurav, for reiterating how building things can be very meaningful, emotional for us. And I'm glad he brought this cooperation into picture. We have all heard of IKEA, right? A quick trivia question or challenge question, just make it run your brain. If IKEA is cloud computing, where does it fit? Is it an IaaS? Is it a PaaS? Or is it a SaaS? Give your thoughts, unmute and just speak up. Where do you think it fit and then why?
Pass.
Which category? Why PaaS, Sanjay?
Because it gives others to build, no, on that.
Why not SaaS then? Any other thoughts? Anyone else? Any question? And just do your reasoning as well. Where does it fit and why? Even if it's the same thought, just I need more reasoning from your side. Where would IKEA be if this is cloud computing? Any thoughts, Suchita? Muskan?
I think SaaS it will fit.
Okay, pass. And why?
No, so SaaS is particularly that the infrastructure is already made out and somebody can use that, right? So I think it's fitting under SaaS. SaaS is a cloud.
Okay. This is just I was trying to ask out what are the thoughts? Muskan, what is your thought on this? In which category do you think IKEA fits in if it is a cloud computing aspect?
According to me, it's PaaS because we are eventually bringing things up and making this by ourselves, building it up by ourselves, according to that.
Okay, and yes, most of you are correct. It probably fits in the PaaS model simply because it is giving you almost finished product and giving you an opportunity to finish it up. If in case you have to paint it by yourself as well or chop woods by yourself, it will probably come into an IaaS setup. Or if you're heading up to an Ashley Furniture or a Royal Oak or the carpenter next to your road and asking him to bring the Almira right for you, that is probably a SaaS setup where things are ready for you to use. And that's how we distinguish between various aspects of cloud computing. All right, with this note, we'll take a small break and we'll come back after 5 minutes for the remaining sections of our meeting. And after 5 minutes, we'll resume here, starting this. Thanks for restarting recording. Okay, I spoke about how cloud computing has helped grow startups for the past 10-15 years. Now, quick question. Let's say you want to start a clothing textile mill. What do you need? First thing.
Cotton,
Cotton, okay.
machinery,
Machinery. How do you get all that item? With a
manpower.
lot of money.
Yeah.
Probably. Yes. We need a lot of money to start businesses. At least once upon a time, we needed. And the first thing comes into picture, we need to procure a lot of things. Now I'm going to throw in two terms. One is called capital expenditure and one is called operational expenditure. People good in finance would know about this. The capital expenditure is something which is required to get your business up and running. That means when we are needing the cotton, when we are needing the machinery, when we are needing the land space, everything costs money. And we need to have that money to set something up. So let's say if you want to get started on a textile mill today, you at least need 3 or 4 crores in hand before you get started with the idea. You probably want to make amazing fashionable clothing items for everyone, but you need to have that money to get started. This was the same case for a lot of software companies as well once upon a time, because they needed to procure the data centers, the computer, the system, the hardware to get their business up and running. And you need to decide how much of the data, how much of those devices you require to get things going. This operational expenditure was a lot remediated when cloud came into picture, because cloud is a model called pay as you go. That means even if you don't have a lot of expense, a lot of money to get started with, you only have your ideas to get started with, you can always just take it up and start building on this, because the resources are available for you to just rent out. So even if you have right now 1,000 rupees in your pocket and you have an amazing idea. You have an amazing idea, which is like, once upon a time, there was a mobile phone company called BlackBerry, who were famous for their instant messaging services in a way which was done over internet and not via the regular SMSs. That means we could send message for free of cost for a lot of people. And that idea was broken down because a few group of engineers, 19 of them to be precise, came up together and built something called WhatsApp, which we use a lot right now. And that application could get started because people did not have enough, it did not require enough money to get their idea floating. And this WhatsApp is used by many of us. In fact, it's also used by our table topic master, who mentioned that WhatsApp is one of the most used app for them. Suchita Nagar will be playing the table topic masters. He's a returning Toastmaster, second meeting in and second role in. So handing over to you, Suchita Nagar, to table topic master, Suchita Nagar.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Nitin. And it is wonderful topic that you have chosen. I am as a talent acquisition partner, and I have recently hired a cloud architect. I was not knowing this much depth, but I have learned a lot today. Thank you. Thanks for that. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. Table topic is an impromptu speech session where you can develop your ability to organize your thought quickly and respond to an impromptu question. So table topic is having 1 to 2 minute speech session where 1 minute is at the green card, 1 minute 30 seconds is a yellow card, 2 minutes is a red card, 30 minutes is a grace period. So I would like to begin this session and I would like to call, sorry. I would like to call upon my first speaker, Pallavi. Is Pallavi there? Okay. So your topic is, do you trust cloud storage with your personal data? Why or why not? Do you trust cloud storage with your personal data? Why or why not?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I do trust cloud data with my personal data, with cloud storage, because I am the person who wants to flow with life. And I feel the advancement is it is said that when things are in cloud, then your data integrity is compromised. Uh, but now tell me, what is thing that is secured? When there's uncertainty about anything, then each and everything is compromised. So it doesn't matter to me whether my data is leak or not. But yes, cloud storage is something very where we feel very comfortable, and it can be accessible from each and from wherever we move. Suppose I'm right now at Lucknow, but I am traveling to Bombay. Then also I can access the data if it is in a cloud storage. So nowadays the comfort plays over the security. So in clouds, the effect what I feel is the data is somewhat compromised. But yes, accessibility is there. That is more profound for me. I can use the data if I am storing my personal data, say my celebration photographs in my iCloud. Even my son can access, who is studying abroad, can access that data. Whoever I share the link can share their data. So data sharing is very much easier if it is storage in the cloud, and there is no duplication of the data. Because now if I send it in some other way, then it will be the duplication of data, and it will consume more place. But if you have to stack it properly and make small folders and things, then it is chronologically arranged and can be accessible from wherever we feel like. So yes, I will prefer to store my data in Cloudline and use different sources, that my security is not hampered. My be double sure by sharing the link and password to any other person. Yes, it can be accessible from anywhere I feel like. Thank you, and back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much for giving your take. And yes, I completely agree with your point. It is easiest for us to store those things which are like very old and we couldn't able to find out somewhere in our house or maybe in our phone, but cloud help us to store that. Thank you. So I would like to call next speaker, Basa.
Yeah.
Okay, so your topic is what would happen if the cloud disappear for a week? What would happen if the cloud disappear for a week?
Disappeared for a
Week.
week. Okay. So, as regularly we will be uploading data to cloud, because I am the guy who is playing around the cloud for, training our algorithms, testing it, and, providing the services to the customer. So if cloud is not available for a week, it will be impacting complete world. So currently what we mostly dependent on all the cloud data for training and, developing the softwares as well as keeping all our data. For example, regularly the WhatsApp is, depends on your settings, it will be uploading the data to cloud, right? If it is stopped for a week, it will create a storage problems also. And there are some companies wherever everything is done on cloud, that will stop for a meanwhile. So it will be impacting, and services will be abrupted for some time. And also it may impact few of the people, like what I told, regularly we will be collecting the data and uploading it to cloud, what we are doing regular work basis. So that has to be maintained locally storage, and also we need to buy local storage heavily and invest also. So this is what my understanding. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, it's completely true that right now in this world, we can't survive without cloud, and cloud is a necessity for us. I would like to call Ganesh, our next speaker.
Hi. Hi, bro.
Okay, so your topic is cloud technology a necessity or luxury today? Is cloud technology a necessity or luxury today?
Okay. Undoubtedly is a necessity. Okay. So we are connecting here today. I am sitting somewhere in Chennai. You people are somewhere in different places of India. First, how I know this information? Today, this is a Toastmaster meeting is happening. So I came through some of the cloud mode. Maybe I connected with Saurav over WhatsApp. But how we both are connected? You may tell it's something to contact, something to WhatsApp. Definitely, ultimately, there is a parent. One person is there. His name is Cloud. So definitely cloud is a necessity. You may ask one previous question, without cloud, how will be happen? In my point, if the world will become dark, definitely. and it will become nebulous. The world will become nebulous. Everyone will become scattered. Hope you people remember last year there was one Microsoft incident. There was some server crash, crowd strike. What happened? Total flights and everything. It's a day, something a day. Everything has become clashed. Unfortunately, that day I was traveling in Indigo. First time I am seeing that one day. I was waiting in the queue for around 1.5 hours. My flight has got delayed. That lady is rating my boarding pass and giving to me. So definitely cloud is a necessity. And also you ask, there is some persons, okay, like some persons, maybe I will take my, I don't know, because it's sitting next to me, okay, is also using cloud because nowadays mobile they are giving all the cloud data is free, okay, almost still some limit is free. Beyond that you have to pay, like say Google Drive 50, up to 15 GB is free. Beyond that it's a something paid version. So some of my brothers without knowing like that they are keep on taking a lot of selfies on mobile, so they are feeling without that they are wasting of money. So always I say the cloud is necessity when you are using to the extent how much of the money you spend and how much of the things you are getting it. Definitely it's a necessity. If you are using it unnecessarily, then it will become a unnecessary some money. So with this note, I'm concluding my speech. Thank you. Thanks for the topic.
Thanks for giving your opinion and completely agree with your opinion. Uh, Next speaker, I would like to call Mr. Anbarasan. Okay. Next speaker, Malati.
Yes.
Is Malati there?
Yes.
Okay. So your topic is, when was the last time you felt you were on cloud? When was the last time you felt like you were on cloud?
Yeah, I think I can tell now all the time we are in cloud because we are always connected through in all the aspects, right? In any transactions that we do, it is through cloud. Cloud is everywhere. I would say cloud is everywhere and everything. In any communication you take, it is through cloud, and any transactions that you do, it is through cloud. Um, uh, so, for example, if I have to from a day, if I start from my beginning of the day, right? Let's say you want to travel to office, you use any application that is actually running on cloud. For example, I am booking to any Ola or Nama3 or whatever, right? Then that application is on the cloud. So I am actually using I'm using that application means that I actually directly I am on the cloud. So I can tell in this way I can connect throughout the day for any activity, right, that I am doing it through wherever I use my phone, anything that I do with that, it is like I am using the cloud indirectly. So cloud is there in all means of life, not just in the we cannot say that we are using it only a particular time or in a particular time. It's always we are connected. Everything is connected via cloud, so we are using all the time. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So next, I would like to call Abhinav. Are you there? Okay. So anyone would like to take a topic? Okay, Muskan. Okay, just like cloud constantly change, do you think we should change our behavior depend on situation? Do you, just like cloud constantly change, do you think we should change our behavior depending on situation?
Thank you for the topic. I think we should change our behavior according to the situation that make the situation and make us understand the situation better way, because not every situation uh, attracts the same behavior of yours or same reaction of yours. We all are human, we have different kind of scenario in our life and we face something different, but we handle everything in a different way because we all have our own perspective on that particular thing. When we talk to any child, we talk in a certain way that okay, in a cute and a sweet way, but we don't talk to a manager or a CEO of any company in the same way. We have to change our behavior according to that. So I think it's really important to change our way of talking and behaving or giving the feedback, not according to our perspective, but saying that what the situation is and whom I'm talking to. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for taking this topic. Do we have more time?
Yes, we can do two more.
We can do more. Anyone else you would like to take? Mr. Sanjay, do you want to take the topic?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, what do you understand by the phrase on cloud? What do you understand by the phrase on cloud?
Place, can you place on? What do you understand by? Can you repeat again?
Put the topic on chat. Please put the topic on chat. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you, yeah, I can put that. What do you
Yeah,
understand?
face on cloud. Okay, face on
Phrase.
cloud. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for giving me this topic. Basically, I don't understand more about cloud, but what basic as a layman I understand is that the servers are placed in some destination, which acts as a machine where the it is connected through internets and things like that, so that we get the data whenever we want. Even we can create a cloud type of atmosphere in our own office or something like that if we have that type of infrastructure. So it is not something a big thing. A hardware is required, and technology like software or something is required where anybody can create it. Only there is a huge investments required and a huge technical expertise are required to create a cloud type of situation. It is named as a cloud to make people feel that the data is in the sky or something like that, but nothing is in the sky. Everything is in the server, but it is placed at a different destination or different place, so that it gets connected through internet, and you get the data whenever required through some technology called uh, which I'm not able to remember right now. So that is the thing. Yeah, thank you very much, yeah, for the topic. Yeah.
As you said, you don't understand, but I think you are really understanding the cloud well. So, Abhinav, are you there?
Hand raised from Nancy and
Nancy
Sachin.
Goyal want to take. Nancy Goyal, Sachin.
Yes. So, how has cloud technology changed the way you work or study? How has cloud technology changed the way you work or study?
When I got to introduced to cloud for the very first time, I didn't understand anything. That was the time when I was studying. Now is the time when I'm working. I think cloud is the way for everything. From the moment I need to send any file to my team members, it's there on cloud. Whether I need to access anything, it's on cloud. For that matter, I was just at a particular place where the receptionist asked me for my Aadhaar card. Now, I don't carry my Aadhaar card with me or these documents with me all the time. The first thing that I checked was my Google Drive. The moment I checked my Google Drive and searched for Aadhaar, it was there. The file was there. So everything has become handy for me wherever I go, whoever I work with. Cloud is my way forward. Cloud is the real place where most of my things are there. Having said that, does that mean that uh, I like the things to be there. It's just for convenience. Yes, I do, but most of the time I'm also worried the way Abhinav said, just wait for the time when it starts raining from those clouds. All that personal data is something I might lose. What if my Google Drive suddenly decides to stop the account and keep all the information that I've uploaded there with Google itself, and I am blocked out? So that risk I'm taking for now. However, it has changed the way completely for me, the way I work, the way I studied, the way my life has been around cloud.
Really agree your point. Thank you. Thanks for taking this topic. Last topic, Mr. Sanjay, do you want to take that? Sachin, sorry.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So do you think cloud technology is making our life easier? Why or why not? Do you think cloud technology is making our life easier? Why or why not?
I think it's a disruption. It has brought disruption in our life. For example, I'll give an example of DG Yatra. Earlier, when we used to go to airport, we used to take a printout from our office or from any nearby store, carry the ticket, go to the airport counter and show the ticket, stand in the long queues, and then show the ticket to the security and then get the entry. Now, what happened with DG Yatra? Everything is on your mobile. As Nancy said, your Aadhaar is on mobile, and once you connect that with your DG Yatra and the boarding pass, then you have to upload the boarding pass in the DG Yatra. Then there is a separate queue in the airport where you can just say that you are a DG Yatra, you have installed, and there is a separate queue. Just have to show your face and you go inside without much hassle. You don't have to stand in the queues. You don't have to face the tantrums of the security or the people. You just go and get the entry inside with the DG Yatra. And it's all happened because of cloud technology. Hadn't it been there, we would have stood on the long queues. I'm just giving one example. Like that, lot of things have been made easier. For example, you're traveling in a car and you are not carrying a driving license or your any other driving documents. Everything is on the DigiLocker. If they catch you, just show the DigiLocker, your driving license, your everything to the traffic guy, and he'll not touch you. So that's the kind of ease where we don't need to carry documents, take a printout. There's a cost of taking printouts, right? You don't have to take the printout. That effort is gone. Just on a click away, everything is on your mobile, whether Digi Yatra, Digi Locker, you show and the life is easy. You save time, you save your effort, and you are very much comfortable. It makes, while you're traveling, it makes the journey experience much more beautiful when you avoid the queues. And daily traffic also makes your life much more easy when you have the documents on your mobile. That's the kind of ease cloud computing has brought, cloud technology has brought to our life. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for taking this topic. I also agree cloud is really important for us. Now it's coming AI, right? But sometimes I felt distracted as when if cloud is not there, when if my all storage will get disrupted, it will be the problem for us, right? So that always scare me. But nevertheless, this is the end of the table topic. Thank you so much, all the speaker who has taken this topic. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
A big round of applause for our table topic master. Thanks. And I'm glad to know that our understanding of cloud from almost everyone. So we'll do one quick workshop activity right now, because it's always about what is it in for me and what is the takeaway message and what have we learned from today's meeting. Now, we probably would have understood that a lot of the cloud technologies we talk about are not really directly used by us. It's probably via some means that we are using it as an end user. So how can we get it? How can we use it directly? What can be used for? Most of the cloud providers, core cloud provider like AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure, they work on a very B2B model, which is a business to business model. So today, let's do a small workshop on how we can literally leverage cloud by let's starting a pseudo company of our own. There's a business idea probably all of us has back of our mind. So just pitch in and we'll do a small activity. Just throw our ideas out. We have to start one. We have an idea. So let's start. Anyone, what's the business idea you have? You want to get to life? Anyone? Just speak it out. Just blurt it out. Anything which you feel.
Apparel brand.
An apparel brand. And which brand?
Apparel.
Sorry, I
Clothing
didn't.
Clothing
A clothing brand. So
Fashion
great.
brand, fashion brand. Yeah.
So we are creating a fashion brand now. We are creating a new fashion brand right now. Great. That's wonderful. Now, what all do we need for it? Let's talk logistics. We have a good idea of starting a new stylish fashion brand.
We need the designs.
We need the designs. Great. Where will we store the designs? Let's think of it.
Warehouse.
Warehouse. So warehouse will store the things, but we have to have something in place on how to get the procuring done and the aspects done. Where do we store it? What do we need?
We need the racks, maybe hangers.
Okay, great. Physical entity. We need the warehouse. We need to store all the things to be stored in particular order. Let's talk on the technology front. Anyone, what else do we need for our fashion brand?
Before making the
Yeah, please,
Okay.
Sachin.
We need to create the photo shoots. We need to do the photo shoots of the design or brand which we are having, the
Great.
accessories or clothing which we are having. And now, because of AI, nobody is using the model, the physical model. What they are doing, they are just using the AI images and creating the photo shoots through AI, which has saved a lot of money. So I'll be using the various AI technologies. I will create those shoots and store on the web.
Great. I've got two responses right now. We have got AI and we have got the
Sachin
image.
is already handling a fashion brand.
Okay,
So he's not talking, he's talking out of experience, okay?
Okay, but we have got two technology things right now. We have got AI and we got images. Now, Muskan, what's your thought? You were adding something.
I think before shooting for that brand and all, and before making the clothing, we have to sketch it out and share it with the other team members that what we are actually producing, what you're actually looking forward to.
Great.
So for that, we need
that
cloud to
designer
store that.
ideas. We need designer ideas. Chatra, you were sharing something as well.
So for storage of the design, we need cloud because we can sketch it out, but might be the papers will
Yes,
mix.
we already got the images part, so we have something. I'm just thinking of the technology front. You think about logistic. Yes,
will need
Nancy
website.
said website. Okay, that's a third thing which we require, which is there.
And we need a team also because if I'm starting a single, if I've thought of clothing brand, I need a team who can build this brand and structure it the way I want.
I'm
So
glad
we will
someone
need
brought this up.
HR as well to
We
handle
need
the
an
team.
HR as well to handle team. Okay, awesome, great. Sachin wants to add one more thing.
Database of
Now-
all these people who are working in the organization, database of all the warehouses,
Wonderful.
wherever everything is placed, who is going to which location, which truck is bringing stuff. So the entire
Glad. Supply chain. We need supply chain. Great. Thanks. Yes. Sachin want to add something as well.
Now the customer, the most important thing is customer. Once the
Customer
customer
will
comes
get, we have 1 billion people who want to wear clothes, so customer will get.
No, but there is important thing. My idea, because we are talking about the business model,
Yes,
right?
yes.
I will bring an app where the customer will try a virtual try on. He doesn't have to go and wear the dress only through a virtual. He chooses the dress and it fits on his body.
Absolutely.
Then he can
And the
immediately buy.
AI is done. And thanks everyone for pitching this in. And now I'll just promote AWS a bit more on how these things can come into picture. Now we spoke about things. We spoke about AI. We spoke about images and design storage. We spoke about a website. We spoke about an web app. And we spoke about supply chain. Now, if you are an end customer who doesn't use this cloud altogether, who is a business user who wants to get started on this, the things which you require from an AWS perspective that will be really useful for you. First, you want an ease of use to create the website. For that, there are tools called Lightsail, WordPress you might have heard of, or in simple, you can just start up any container-based setup to get your website up and running. Nancy also mentioned databases. We have databases called Dynamo and Aurora, which will help you to keep a management of all the records which you require for sales purposes and also for interaction and transaction purposes. For HR, there is something called as Workday. There's a portfolio that will help you to manage all the HR activities which are relevant in this scenario. Then we spoke about supply chain. There are end-to-end supply chain solutions available, which you can just directly pick up and start using it, put the information in, and it's available that you can start getting things online on how you're managing and mapping tracks. And the fifth part, AI, there's something called as Amazon Bedrock, which is used extensively on how to utilize AI to tune the models. We have been hearing various teams about models, what their foundation models are, how to tune the models to get the right things in and get the people to try on, people to get the right ideas and get the models in, get the images in. So if you think that you have to start a business and you don't have enough idea on how to get these started on the lot, so the physical end of things is something you will have to worry about. The IT set of things is available for you, and you will learn that in such a quick time and get started with your business. And that's what cloud has given for a lot of us. It has made sure that our ideas which we have come to life without the hassle of the technology, which was a major hurdle for a very long time. And that is what probably helped us reach Cloud9 for that matter. So this is the overview. If you are thinking of how do you want to get started on business, this is where it can be helpful. With this, now I'll hand over the stage to our general evaluator to let's start on the next part of the meeting, which is the evaluation section. Sanjay, over to you. Speaking on mute, please.
Thank you, Nitin, for a wonderful session. Now I will be calling upon the first evaluator, Sachin, and his introduction is Sachin is a chartered accountant and an alumni of Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. He is currently serving as a CFO at AZA Fashions, overseeing both India and US operation. A respected voice in finance community, he is also the speaker at various CFO seminars and conferences. I hand over the stage to Sachin to evaluate the speaker number one.
Thank you, G. Sanjay. And I must say today that Muskan, you are on cloud 9, completely on cloud 9. You had a very catchy introduction. In the body, you mentioned about your venture to the modeling worlds, and there were criticism about your, complexion of your body structure. But despite that, you kept moving on like an unstoppable donkey. And one beautiful message you gave in the body section, that was toppers are afraid to fail, right? But a mediocre person has nothing to lose, so he's not afraid to fail. That's a beautiful message between the lines. I really like that. And the your biggest asset is the ability to try again and again, like an unstoppable donkey. So that's the body part. And in the conclusion, you said that it's perfect not to be the best in the room, but should not leave the room, should try again. So some of the areas where you excelled at, as I said, structure was great with a catchy introduction, solid body, and a good conclusion. Second important area where you excelled at was your voice modulation. You had a great voice modulation. You express your sadness whenever you were criticized. You express your sadness through your voice modulation. That was very clear to us. That you connected with the audience very well on that front. Third thing which I liked was the beautiful hand gestures, and you throughout the speech you are using a hand gestures, and I like I am bacha. The way you lowered your hand, it was beautiful. The great expression. And I must say that for an icebreaker, such a beautiful usage of voice modulation and body movement and gestures is awesome. Is unbelievable to be very in nutshell. It's unbelievable. Fourth area which I really liked was your confidence. And throughout the speech, you are bubbling with confidence, which is a great. And I never felt that you are giving icebreaker. Now, areas of improvement. I have only one area of improvement, and you have a long journey to cover. I felt that the conclusion could have been more impactful. I could not connect the conclusion with the topic, unstoppable donkey. As per me, it could have been, despite all the criticism feedback, I kept on advancing like an unstoppable donkey, determined to make a mark in the world. That kind of conclusion would have been very catchy, would have really stayed in our audience mind for a long time. At the end, I would say that your delivery of the speech was outstanding because it was an icebreaker. And I must say, you have all the qualities to become a great speaker. Thank you, and congratulations to Muskan for completing successfully the icebreaker. And over to you, Sanjay Jain.
Yeah, thank you, Sachin, for a wonderful evaluation. A big applause to Sachin and Muskan for a wonderful speech and wonderful evaluation. Now I will be moving to the second speaker evaluation. The second speaker is a director and a partner at Practice Consulting and Training LLP, a dynamic consulting and training firm serving MSME, non-profit, and corporate across India with over 10 years of entrepreneurial experience and strong enterprises in business intelligence and data analytics. She is the charter president of Gabbys and currently serving as a vice president education dedicated to developing leaders and communicators. I hand over the stage to the DTM Nancy Goyal to evaluate Saurav Datta.
If within Toastmasters anybody knows how to deliver a perfect, powerful, striking opening, in my opinion, that is Saurav Datta, distinguished Toastmaster Saurav Datta. He used in media res today for having all our attention. The moment he said, I gifted myself, everybody was like, oh, you gifted. Then he said, a box of trouble. Wow. I was just waiting for listening more and more what's going to come up next. What followed next was a story. Beautiful way of narrating a story with that baritone voice and with the appropriate hand gestures. I think we all were listening to what your daughter is going to say further or how you're going to build that particular Almira. Cherry on the top was usage of hyperbole and other rhetorical devices. Hyperbole specifically when you said the entire Almira was scrambled, 125 pieces on in all different corners. I know that doesn't happen. Some part of it stay back. I have the same Almira in my house. So it does scramble, but not so much. So beautiful usage of hyperbole to generate interest in the story. The pace at which you spoke, I felt that the pace was perfect for the narration of what was happening in terms of the entire episode. The first story followed by how you built your company, the second story followed by the IKEA effect. You delivered a message for all of us as well as you taught us something. So, in terms of your speech objective, what is it that you wanted to achieve? I felt that it was a good mixture of inspiration and information. Now, here's my recommendation for you, DTM Saurav. When we were listening to those stories, there was no clue that it's going to turn out as an informational speech. So the message that you delivered gave us an idea that it was an inspirational speech, and the message came in way too early. I felt that if you had a story followed by another story, inspiration was anyway coming out of both the stories, how you learned from your first story and build the second one, followed by information on the IKEA effect. That was that would have been suffice. There was no need for adding additional message for all of us. That was like killing the vibe of the message itself. That's the only recommendation in terms of structure part. To make it a informational come inspirational speech, reduce a bit of over messaging and your speech is going to be a perfect one for me. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluate.
Yeah. Thank you, Nancy, for a wonderful evaluation and a wonderful speech by Saurabh. A big applause to both of them for teaching us today how to deliver the speech and how to evaluate. Yeah. Next, I will call upon the timer to give present his report. Before that, I will call upon the table topic evaluator, Chitrangana, are you there? Toastmasters.
Yes, I'm their general evaluator.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't have your introduction. Can you introduce yourself and take this forward?
Absolutely. Hello, my dear Toastmasters and guests. I I have 11 years of corporate experience. I I joined Gabby's Toastmaster Club last year when I was on my maternity leave. I have a 8-month-old who is completely changing my life upside down these days. I'm on my journey to become a better speaker because who doesn't want to grow a lot, especially for their babies now? All right. So I will now come to the evaluation. The Toastmaster of the day asked, "Are you ready for the cloud?" Well, I am because I got to download a lot from our speakers today. Allow me to stream my feedback to each one of the speakers now, starting with speaker one, Toastmaster of the guest Pallavi. You you related uh, cloud storage with accessibility, comfort across boundaries within the country as well as internationally. I liked the idea how you stated that yes, everywhere there is uncertainty, but the accessibility, the pro of accessibility is far beyond any demerit. One recommendation is avoid repeating ideas. If you have already told that the pictures can be shared within the country, internationally is a repetition. You can rather use that time to elaborate with a personal anecdote. Moving on to speaker number two, Basava. Um, you you mentioned how your the work that you do on a daily basis, uploading your work on cloud through and uploading all the algorithms on cloud, that is going to get impacted if cloud disappeared for a week. Rightly said. You mentioned WhatsApp impacted in the companies which on a daily basis their business is dependent on cloud. Their entire business is going to get impacted. I believe a couple of hand gestures, if you could have used in your speech, that would have created a better impact and would have, you would have looked a far better speaker um, uh, for all the content that you put in. Speaker number three, guest Ganesh. You mentioned that yes, cloud is a necessity. Um, you did share a personal anecdote on how you got
I think power failure in her place. I think so. Uh, can I call upon the timer to give his report in the meantime? Okay, Ashwin, can
Yeah,
you give
sure,
your report?
General. Yeah. So basically, all the participants are qualified except for one who had done the table topics. So Muskan has not qualified. Rest of the candidates are qualified. I'm unable to share, but yeah. So I'll drop the
Yeah,
report in the chat box.
yeah. Thank you, Ashwin. Now I will call upon the language evaluator to give a report. Yeah, Chaitra, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah,
Uh,
please give your.
Yes, I'd like to let you know that pretty much everybody made good use of noteworthy phrases, and there are very little suggestions from my end with regard to areas of improvement. The only suggestion would be with regard to usage of filler words. That could be avoided, and use of the word of the day. I think lot many of them did not make use of the word of the day except Ganesh, Toastmaster Ganesh. So I would request everybody to try, and I know there are probabilities of usage of the word can be very low in the context of what you're speaking, but I would request you all to make use of the word of the day when it's been provided. I would request you all to remember the word of the day for today, and the rest of the report would be dropped in the chat box for your reference. Thank you.
Thank you for your wonderful report. I would call upon Chitranga to give her.
I'm really sorry. In if cloud is the father, we know the great grandfather of electricity still has the upper hand. I had a minor power cut, and that disrupted everything. Okay, so where was I? Did I cover speaker three, or I'll repeat on speaker three? Guest Ganesh, you mentioned how you yourself were on the Indigo flight when all the disruption happened. Um, one recommendation was I found couple of your sentences were incomplete, so try making full sentences to create a better speech. Speaker number four, Toastmaster Malati. You mentioned that cloud is all the time, it is 24/7 when you are going to work, when you are at home. There is really not a particular moment that you felt that you are on cloud, but you are on cloud all the time. One recommendation was, so, okay, I do not now I can't, now it's not completely suited for me to continue with this recommendation. So your background was noisy a bit, and try to use a better camera quality and audio. And for me, try to have a better internet connection. Okay, so one more recommendation was it could have been taken up as a metaphoric opportunity. So rather than going on a straight path, you could have done some twist to the topic. But anyway, good attempt. Speaker number five, Toastmaster Muskan. You mentioned the way we conduct ourselves towards different audiences, like child versus the CEO. That should change based on the situation. Again, a lack of a personal story is something which I felt was there. That would have made your speech more interesting if you would have added that. Um, Speaker six, Toastmaster Sanjay. That was a challenging topic, a brave attempt. What do you understand by being on cloud? Okay. Again, here you went on a very straight path. It could have been a metaphoric attempt from your end, where you could have mentioned that being on cloud means something, being on cloud nine as well, or happy. I mean, we could have twisted it a bit to make it interesting. Speaker number seven, DTM Nancy. You shared your personal example of how you had your Aadhaar with you when it was asked by the receptionist, and then how accessibility and comfort again is coming of help here to you, and why you are having a fear of leakage. So that was a good point to mention on the side. I believe that you also could have added a pinch of a drama to make the story more compelling to listen to. Now, the last speaker, speaker number eight, Toastmaster Sachin, you mentioned it's a disruption, and then you give the example of a Digi Yatra. Again, it could have been explained with. So again, when I say add your personal anecdote, I mean that how you are feeling personally, how your emotions are changing. That kind of stories is something we all want to listen to make something which doesn't go away after the meeting ends. Well, that was a wrap from my end for the evaluation. Some of you were fully synced and some of you were still uploading, but that's okay. Every expert was once a draft. So over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Sanjay Jain. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for a wonderful evaluation. A big applause to you. Now, I will call upon the listener to take on the stage here.
Yeah, thanks,
Baswaraj.
Sanjay. Yeah, it was wonderful listening to all the speakers. Right, today was interesting topic on cloud. Even though it's virtual meeting, all the speakers are held our attention. So I have written a few of the questions to ask. So I will go first with easy questions. Which company Nitin Patak is working?
Amazon.
AWS.
Web services.
Okay. So which Nitin Patak was mentioned a movie name in the beginning. So if one or two movie names, I
Luck
think
by
one.
chance.
Luck by chance.
Correct. Okay. So Nitin also was mentioned there is there are some paper publication in his company, right? So there was an admin guy who has given one idea, right? He has written a documentation on it. What was that idea?
Data center
To
to be made
outsource
public. Data center
Ordering
to be
right
shared.
way. Chitrangana is saying ordering right way.
I think they have given the how we can rent our data centers, right? So that was the idea is given. So I'm coming to the speakers for. So what was the problem Muskan was facing during childhood? School, we can.
Low marks.
For acting. She was not able
There
to
should be
memorize, not
yes,
able to memorize.
memorization. Correct. So favorite hobby of Muskan?
Dance.
Dancing.
Correct. So if you give a main message from Muskan's speech, I think one or two can say that in your words what can be given. I have written something I can say at the end. Main message can be
Whenever
taken.
you feel that you are failing, just think of Muskan's story. That feeling is also not bad. You become a donkey.
That was your message. He said that don't leave the room.
Never to lose hope.
Don't leave the room.
Don't leave the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a donkey.
She said, yeah, whatever you do, kamra mat chodo.
Okay. So I have written something. I will just spell out. So opinions are optional. The progress is personal. Right. So that was written. Okay. So what is the gift Saurav given to his daughter during birthday? I think this
To
is easiest.
Elmira. A box of trouble.
Okay. Yeah, broken cupboard. Yeah. Okay. So next question, one tagline if you could give to Saurav's speech in
He
general.
doesn't know how to fix Elmira.
Okay. Anyone else? So I think
The IKEA effect.
okay. I have written build yourself. Even if it is broken, we can repair it. Right. So that is the one thing. So he has mentioned, which brand name during the speech finally.
IKEA.
IKEA.
Okay, nice. And last written who during the table topics, right? Who has mentioned Aadhaar card an example? Can you just
Nancy. DTM Nancy.
I think it is repeated multiple times, so everybody remembers. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. That's all from my side. Yeah.
Thank you, Baswaraj, for a wonderful session. Good applause to him. Now I will be giving about my report. Today's the meeting started on time, and it was a very powerful start, and with the full of energy. The sergeant at arms started the meeting. The presiding officer spoke about the theme and introduced the joke masters and TMOD very well. About the joke master, he delivered one joke, but it could not catch the attention of the audience. So I would request next time whenever he take the stage, he can have a couple of jokes so that it catches the attention of the audience. TMOD, it was an outstanding session today. We learned many things about the cloud, which we were not aware of it, how it works, and how technicalities are there, like SaaS, PaaS, and things like that. So it's a very wonderful section you have conducted, and you kept the audience engaged for the whole meeting. And only one suggestion that whenever you introducing the speakers, please have something about their achievements and things like that, so that they will feel proud of it whenever speaker is introduced. Only one suggestion is there. Overall, the meeting went well, and I now hand over the stage to the TMOD to take it forward. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Sachin, you can take back.
Thank you so
Nitin,
much,
sorry, not.
Mr. General Evaluator. And yes, we'll conclude this meeting. And as we began by saying from the movie from Luck by Chance that I'm here today because of you, and would want all the ideas, all your thoughts, which you want to make tangible assets out of from, and they have this ability to say, I am thankful that I'm there because of you. So yes, on behalf of Amazon Web Services, I'm happy. And the thing which we say, keep saying about cloud computing, AI being something which is difficult for us, always remember all the thought which we have is that how can we ensure that you can get to your business faster? How can you accelerate your business faster? That is what all these software tools are built for. So the key idea of what you want to accomplish in terms of your business, your ideas, use these things as a tool, as a leverage to ensure that you get to business faster, quicker, and get to your dreams faster and quicker. And probably that's the name where it stands, cloud. But let's hope that you get on cloud 9 as soon as possible. With this, we'll hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Saurav. Over to you.
Thank you so much. I love the Gabbys meetings. Tell me why. What are the top
Learn
reasons?
something
Do
new.
you love the Gabbys meetings? Saturday mornings? Yes, no?
Yes, it's a very nice way to start your day
Why, why do you love it?
because it's a very nice way to start your day.
Okay, that's the effect. But what's the cause? Sushita, what's the cause? Why do you love the meetings, Gabby's meetings?
Because I felt something good I have done on Saturday morning.
Okay.
Because otherwise I might be sleeping at this time.
So I
Or
think pretty much
I
similar to what Chaitra is saying. So a positive start, right? Great. Okay. Basava,
Yeah, generally I look everything, to learn new things. Like for
learn.
example, even if I watch a movie, I will take the, which are all better to adapt to myself. Right. That's
Lovely.
what I consider, learning
Okay.
every moment. Yeah.
Thank you. Sanjay also raised his hand. Sanjay, why do you love the Gabby's meetings?
Yeah,
I'm
every
assuming
time something we challenge ourselves and we improve upon it. So that is the thing.
it's challenging. I'll tell you my biggest reason to love the Gabby's meetings. Where else in this world do you get to hear from a cloud specialist about cloud, learn from a cloud specialist about cloud without paying a dime? Authentic information coming from the horse's mouth from someone who's been there, done that, doing that for a living, and who gets paid and has got impeccable, terrific credibility that he brings to the table, right? And this is a luxury which I don't think I see everywhere. Imagine someone like Sachin Jaiswal, the CFO of one of the leading fashion brands of the country, and I am grad, evaluating Muskan, and who's just a college fresher now. She's just passed out. She's started her first job. Where else in this world would Muskan get this opportunity to get evaluated by someone like Sachin? I'm sure there are 15 people lining up at Sachin's door every day for 5 minutes of his audience, right? To speak to him, to get his signature, to get his approval. And Sachin is sitting here patiently listening to Muskan, thoughtfully giving his recommendations. Nitin is sitting here teaching us on cloud, right? Baswa, for people you don't know, he is a complete techie. Works a lot on smart cars, ADAS, and things like that. I mean, things that I don't even need know the full form of those acronyms. He works on such technology, and he's sitting here, and he's doing a listener's role, asking us what did you listen. I think if we just reflect for a second, we're impeccably blessed, because I think public speaking is just one part of what we are getting out of these meetings. See the amount of knowledge, the company, and the people who are you around with. Each of them are an achiever, each of you. And I think that is what makes my Saturday mornings very special, because I'm like a selfish magpie sitting here and taking notes from all of you for all the brilliant knowledge, the ideas, the inspiration that you bring to the table. Because I always feel that these meetings are much more than public speaking. Public speaking is just a byproduct. So thank you so much for all of you, Nitin, for taking up this topic, Sachin, Nancy, Sanjay, Suchita, Chitrangana. Chitrangana, if you would notice, just observe her messages on chat, you would understand how well read she is. Every time I ask a question, whatever subject is, the diversity of her reading it blows me off. That she always has the answer. So today also, when I asked, which company I'm talking about, IKEA, just watch her in a few meetings and you'll see I'm not exaggerating. Every time I ask a question, one of the first answers and the right answer comes from Chitrangana. She reads a lot and it's very clear, right? And this is what makes us special, this quality of people that we have. And thank you so much for all of you that despite being such accomplished professionals, you are making the time to enrich us, make us a better version of ourselves. I couldn't thank you enough. Um, I see Ganesh in the meeting today. Ganesh is a guest. Ganesh, anything you want to add before we wind up the meeting?
Yeah, hi Saurabh. Hi,
Hi.
all. Good morning, and thanks for sharing this invite, Saurav. Yesterday I was seeing you as one prompt train. Today I am seeing you as an idea buster. So totally loved your speech and other speeches also. And especially I want to tell about the meeting. I would say it's a one dynamic club. Okay, filled up with lot of DTMs and seniors. I am seeing one person is a trainer and another one person is a CF, another one person is a cloud specialist. So very dynamic persons. I totally loved the forum and the environment. It's very interactive. In my club, sir, I am expecting this type of, but unfortunately, it's not here. But surely, definitely, I will attend upcoming meetings whenever I'm available, and I will also give my speech. I'm also interested to give my speech on this club to take the valuable feedbacks from very senior members. So, thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you
Back to you,
so
sir.
much, Ganesh. Thank you. And we would definitely, one of the things that the Gabbys also very willingly does is we also help clubs, identify their areas of improvement and how we can grow. So if you want our assistance in terms of helping your club, we would also love to take up evaluator roles and other roles in your club. So let's stay connected whenever you feel that there is an opportunity for us to participate in your meetings. We would love to. Our members are always willing to come forward and give. So the other thing about our club, which very few people know, because we don't flaunt it, is that we are a club of givers. As an example, tomorrow there is a chief judge role that we have to play. This area is not even in our district. Nancy and I, we are traveling close to some 25-30 kilometers one way early in the morning on a Sunday morning to go. And for that, we had to get together a group of around 15 judges, 10, 15 judges. For that, we had to message some 50 people. Most of them said no, some of them said yes. We are doing this because we are inspired by you. All of you sitting here, Chaitra, for instance, she's a corporate lawyer, right? And she's sitting here 10 o'clock in the morning to open the meeting room and get the meeting started, right? So the spirit of giving that is there in this club is what also makes it special. So we would be happy, Ganesh, to help you in your meetings wherever you feel. You can ask your VP to connect me. I'll connect them with our VPs, and we'll definitely be helping each other in becoming a better version of
Yeah,
ourselves.
yeah, sure, sir. Definitely, I'll do that. Unfortunately, our club is fully offline club. Okay, but
Okay.
definitely,
There
whenever
also we
we
can
have any other
possibly
meetings,
we'll
definitely,
find out ways and means to help you. Please let us know how
yeah,
we
definitely,
can help, and we will talk about it.
definitely, we need you some of senior sub clubs like this support.
Definitely. And by the way, their club is in Chennai. So anyone traveling to Chennai, a lot of you keep on traveling to Chennai, I know. So next time when you're traveling to Chennai, their club is in Pallavaram in Chennai. Please make it a point to visit there. I'm sure that after that they would take you for a good cup of Chennai coffee, filter
Yeah,
coffee.
sure.
Right? So that will be on the
And we
house.
will explore. One small
Sure.
correction, not in Pallavaram. My club is in Perambur,
Okay, Perambur. I'm sorry, Perambur.
in Chennai Central to fourth stopping. If you are coming by train,
I know. I
it's
know. Yeah.
fourth stopping. Okay, but anyway, there are a lot of clubs are there.
Yeah. Ratna Cafe is in
Yes, sir.
Triplican. Yeah.
One of my famous space, Ratna Cafe, and that place Sambar Italy also famous, Nancy ma'am.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Good. It's more intoxicating than beer. Okay. Do we have the poll results ready, Nancy? Can I
Yes,
go ahead and announce the poll results? Okay. So
yes.
let me now quickly announce the poll results. I don't want to go over time today. I'll be killed because everyone has ensured that we stay on time, including the PO in the beginning of the meeting. So let's start with the favorite auxiliary role taker for today. The favorite auxiliary role taker for today. This I love when this happens. The two times when my face brightens up. One, when the timer becomes the favorite auxiliary role taker, which is not the case to Dashwin. I don't want to give you that one. And second, when a debutant role taker gets it, which is the case today. Congratulations, Toastmaster Basav Raj, for being the best auxiliary role taker today as the listener. Thank you. Thank you for taking the role and congratulations. Okay. Now, the next is the best evaluator for today. Our favorite evaluator for today is so this is a mentor-mentee pair for people who don't know. So, and in this case, it is the mentor who walks away with the award. which is Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. Thank you, Sachin, for a beautiful evaluation. It is not easy to evaluate an icebreaker speaker. You did that, and you did that very, very encouraging way. And I'm sure this would inspire Muskan to come back and deliver more speeches. That is important. Next comes the best table topic speaker. Okay. So today is a Nancy Day. So that's going to be, again, this award also goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel, the best table topic speaker for today. And the best role taker for today. Okay, this one I really want to say one thing. I was thinking I'm lucky that I did not have to vote today because I was a co-host. It was really tough. Sujata's topics were mind blowing, very easy to speak on, good to think on. Chitrangana's whatever role she takes, no, I can just sit and listen to her. The way she speaks, her articulation, the choice of words, everything. And today was no exception. The subtle humor that she brings in, I don't know how she does it so naturally. I'm getting, and I'm really jealous of people. Chitrangana, let me tell you, you are one of those people that I'm getting jealous of. Sanjay, I already talked about his resilience, but none of them were the best role taker for today. It was a Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak. Thank you so much, Nitin. Now that's a bit of overacting. That's okay. Thank you. And with this, I adjourn this meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. See you next week.
We didn't have best speaker. We didn't have the best speaker.
No, because when we have, okay, good question. Because when we have an icebreaker speech,
Okay.
we don't do a poll because it's not a fair apple to apple comparison between icebreaker speaker and
But was it today? No.
No, today it was not. Today it
Yeah.
was. I think if there was, that is also one of the reasons, you know,
Yes, but I think having said that, like
to save me the embarrassment. Yeah.
Wonderful icebreaker delivered suddenly.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, bye. See you. The meeting is adjourned.